Hey Vinyl Latte family, Louis V here, sitting on the floor today to bring you an unboxing. And the reason I'm on the floor is because what I'm about to show you is really heavy. I'm surprised on how heavy this unit is. And what it is the top-rated vinyl flattener. Now let me explain to you real quick in case you're like, what is a vinyl flattener? What a vinyl flattener does is it takes records that are warped and it flattens them. That's exactly what it does. And there's a lot of different options out there on the market today. There's the Record Pie and the Vinyl Flatter, the two most common. Plus there's some legacy methods that you can apply, things like, you know, putting your record between two pieces of glass and putting it in the oven, or you know, using weight on both sides of the record, waiting a couple months, and then you know, hopefully it's flat by the time you lift up the books or whatever you use to flatten them. The thing about this unit, this is the DF-01iA Plus by Orb. I think I have those initials right. I think it's the I-1A Plus by Orb. Is that this is a machine designed specifically to flatten records in a very I don't know, scientific way, where it actually heats and cools the record down perfectly, and is actually the one that industry experts recommend. This is the one that Fremer uses. This is the one that, you know, Mike at the In Groove uses. He has, I think, 3 of these in his shop. This is the one that Acoustic Sounds, Chad Kassam uses. This is the one, folks. This is the flattener to buy, and it's really meant for commercial applications. So why am I grabbing one of these when I'm not in the business of selling records? Is because I have a 4,000 record collection, and there are a good percentage of those records that are coming in warped, mainly new records. And we could talk about that a little bit at length when we do a deeper dive into the value of these record presses and do they make sense for a record collector. That'll be a follow-up video once I have a chance to review this. But today I just wanted to kind of give you an unboxing of this massive record flattener shipped directly from Japan. And we're gonna go ahead and open it up and see what's inside. So let me flip around the camera so you have a better view, and let's dive into it. Okay folks, I'm off camera now because I want you to actually see the unboxing as I see it. So we're gonna cut into this. This is how it was shipped, by the way. There was no additional outer box that had this, you know, protection wrap on top of it, the bubble wrap. Only thing I did was remove the packaging slip. But other than that, this is how it was shipped. Some things from Japan pressed on here. I don't speak Japanese, and I don't know what these actually say. I can use Google Translate, and I actually might do that just to have a good understanding what some of this is saying. The only thing I would say is that it did come with a hole. I did get a holy box here. I tried to peer inside with my flashlight. I didn't see any damage. It's the unit's pretty far in the hole. I don't mean to stick my finger in a hole. I don't mean anything provocative there, but I'm just trying to demonstrate that. I mean, it's about, you know, 2 inches in into the box there. So hopefully once we get this thing opened up, it won't be too much of an issue. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this you know, this bubble wrap off the device and see what's inside. All right, we got the wrap taken off, and it's a pretty standard box, as you can see. The only thing that is notating that it's the Orb is right here on the outside. On this one side, it has a picture of the flattener and then the model number, and I guess that's the serial number there. So I mean, that's pretty much it. And you can see this is the DF-01iA Plus. I think I said that wrong at the beginning, and I apologize for that. To me, this is a little bit of alphabet soup, and they call it a disc flattener, not a vinyl flattener. But this is what it's supposed to look like once we get the box open. So let's go ahead and do that, shall we? All right, folks, we went ahead and broke the tape, and we're ready to open this up for the first time. I'm going to try to walk you through what's inside without me really knowing what is inside. So bear with me here as I kind of stumble through this, but you're seeing this as I'm seeing it. So we're going to learn about how this is packaged and what accessories it comes with here in a moment. So my first impressions opening the box is that everything is well packaged. I like the bubble wrap on the outside. I don't ever remember receiving a package with bubble wrap on the outside. But one of the other things is that they carry that in here as well. You can see that there's a lot of bubble protection here to try to keep everything you know, nice and tight. There's nice thick cardboard as well. So hopefully, like I said, the unit's not damaged on the side there, and that's just a cosmetic bump on the box. We're going to find out here in just a moment. But so far, I'm happy with the way that it's packaged. It looks like a lot of time and care has went into the design of the packaging. And when I'm looking at the gaps that are in between the boxes, it looks like they purposely put together a box that's much larger than the unit. So hopefully that that actually aided me here in protecting the device. Okay, I want to get into this box here, the adapters. Now this is what is different between the Plus and non-Plus version. The Plus version includes these adapters, which I'm going to show you here in a moment, which are the Groove Guard adapters. Now, what the Groove Guard adapters are these adapters that will protect or allow you to flatten records that do not have a groove guard. And if you're wondering what a groove guard is, it's sort of the raised edge on the outside of older records to protect the playing surface. Newer records, especially your 180 gram pressings, they don't have that particular guard. They tend to be flat records throughout. So what this kit here is designed to do is allow you to flatten newer records, especially those in 180 gram that do not have the groove guard, which what I mentioned earlier in this video, the biggest problem I have with warped records are actually new records coming in warped. So I wanted to make sure I have the right guards. Now you can get the groovy guards, I think they're called. Somebody can correct me in the comments, but they're by Vinyl Flat and you can order them separately. They are much more affordable than buying these groove guards separately or trying to track down a Orb Plus kit. However, the results seem to vary pretty drastically when using the ones from Vinyl Flat. What has been pretty consistent, if you're looking at the results on the internet, are people who are actually using the guards here that were manufactured by Orb. And since I was already sort of investing into this unit, I wanted to make sure that I was getting the right stuff for the unit to kind of last a lifetime. This looks like this just kind of will hold all this into place. I'm going to worry about that later, but this is a nice way to keep all of your groove guards together in a package. I don't know if I'm going to end up keeping them like this long term, but I can see this being all over the workspace. I may be coming up with a better system to keep these organized in the future. All right, we got a manual here. Now, my understanding of the manual is that I don't think it's in English. I'm not trying to knock it, it's just what I read. And it can be really difficult to figure out how to use this unit. Luckily, there's I think some content online that has translated this, plus you can just use the Google Translate app to translate this into English. What I'll do is when I create a review, I'll kind of walk through the steps on how you flatten a record. And it looks like what the internet said is true, is that it's not written in English despite the title saying Disc Flattener. I guess that's some sort of spec sheet or maybe quick guide sheet. Based on what I'm looking at here with the heating, heater on, and cooling, this almost looks like a quick sheet for what settings you should use. So again, too bad they don't come with an English version, but this is a Japanese company primarily selling these out of Japan, and they're imported here in the US. So I guess that makes sense. Remove the top protection packaging, get rid of these little guys, and we're coming down to the unit and the moment of truth if this got damaged in shipping. So I'm gonna go ahead and lift this up out of the box and get it resituated so I can show you better. So bear with me while I do that. Okay, before I go ahead and situate the record flattener, the disc flattener, they also seem to give you a microfiber cloth, of course the power cable. It looks like a little, I don't know what that is, origami of some sort. I don't know what it is. And it's just thanking you for the purchase. This actually might be, I know this is from the person I bought it from, or if this actually comes from Orb, I'm not really certain. But that's what's in the package. And by the looks of it, guys, that's it. That's what you get for your hard-earned money. So let me go ahead and reposition this Orb so we can take a look at it together. So this is it, folks. This is the disc flattener here in this kind of protective wrap bag, and it looks like it just slides out backwards. And now is the time that we inspect everything. So let's take a look at the back here. We got power, AC in, and a fuse, a little on-off toggle here. And then on the top we have our settings for the different, let me get that better in camera for y'all. Sorry, this is pretty heavy and it's awkward to move around. So you have your different settings, and from what I understand, you just really change the modes by pressing this quickly, and then when you're ready to start an actual flattening process, you hold it down for a second or two and it engages. And it will do the heating and the cooling automatically. It heats for 2 hours and then cools for 2 hours. And then after that 2 hour period, you're good to open this up and put in a new record. And then there's different settings for your different records, so whether you're doing a 7-inch or a 10 or a 12, and then the intensity. And then the bottom here is a countdown timer of how much of the 2 hours you have left for each stage. So when you start the heating, it's going to start at 120 and count down, and then once the cooling kicks in, it'll start at 120 and count down. So pretty cool that you have that. Comes with these nice rubber feet as well, so these thick rubber feet, so you don't have to worry about scratching up your surface. And we're going to take a look at the sides here to see if any of that hole poking cause an issue. And by the looks of it, on that side we're pretty in a clear. Let's flip it around, check out this side together. And it looks pretty in a clear. So the packaging did its job. So congratulations there, whoever designed the packaging. You guys did a great job, because even with a hole in it, you know, it came in to my place pretty good. I'm going to tell you right now, I haven't opened it up yet. We're going to do that together. But my first impressions is this is a serious machine. I've had the vinyl flat for a while. I've had inconsistent results with it. I ended up donating it to my local record store, and they're using it currently. I don't know their success rate, but they were happy to receive it. They already had one, so they're pretty familiar on how to use it. But I got to tell you, my first impressions is I really like it. I think that the design looks cool. Looks sleek. I know that it's more of a utility than it's something you would have on display, but I feel like with the weight and the materials and that it's made out of metal, I feel like I spent money on something that's going to last. I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel like this is going to last a long, long time. And I can see why just by handling it and by just getting my first eyes on it, why this is used in so many commercial applications. This is built to last. This is built like a tank and not a toy. So we open it up here. That's about far as it goes. Looks like it, I don't know if you can hear that. It's got like a safety thing where it'll stop, but once you get to a certain point, it looks like it'll drop down. So your first lift will keep it up, your second lift will bring it down. And then in here, looks like there's some more instructions that I'll have to spend some time to translate, which is fine. And yeah, it looks like there's like a cloth material here. So this looks very familiar, what I've seen in a vinyl flat. And then inside here, I don't know if you can see, but there's a little spindle that hold the record in place exactly where it's supposed to be. So it takes all the guesswork out of the equation. So folks, that is it. That is the Disc Flattener by Orb, the DF-01iA. This is the Plus version, which is the same machine as the non-Plus. The Plus is just giving you, again, those very useful groove guards that will allow you to flatten records that do not have the groove guard. So your newer, more, you could call it audiophile precedence. I think that's marketecture. Your 188 gram records, your newer records that don't have those groove guards. So that's it, folks. That's the that's it. So let me go ahead and turn this camera around so we can wrap this up for you. Well, I hope that you enjoyed that unboxing. I'm really excited to give this a spin and give it a try. I plan on coming back to y'all with my full-on thoughts of, is this worth it or not? I've been pretty vocal about previous record flattening systems I've used in the past. So far, nothing has really met my particular level of confidence and consistency. So I'm hoping that the Orb changes that for me and allows me to flatten records in a way that's consistent and relatively safe. I know that anytime you're adding heat to a record, nothing's ever 100% certain, but if we can get good, consistent results and have a bit of confidence where even I would want to flatten some of my most prized possessions using this system, then I feel like we accomplished something. Right now, I would never put a rare or expensive pressing on some of the other ones that I've used, but I'll touch on that more in the review. It's probably going to take me a month or two to come back to you with an honest review. So the next time we talk about the Orb will probably be a little bit later in the year. But if you have any questions in the meantime, please feel free to add them in the comments, especially if there's certain things you would like me to address in the follow-up video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing, and I'd love for you to share some of your experiences flattening records in the comments below. Until next time, I'll see you on the next video.